Fancy remix, page 444.
Welcome back to Take 444. We are on episode 42 in the letter E, and I'm starting this week with an American band. I think this is 1968 on Elektra, Earth Opera. There we go. That's the front cover and the back, and it's a unipack gatefold with the lyrics inside. So this is a strange album. There's a picture of the band in the middle of there. I think this is cake decoration. I'm not sure. Never could quite work out what the cover was there. So yeah, this is a strange album. It's kind of a mixture of jazz and blues and pop, kind of a little bit of vaudeville, bluegrass. One of the players is the mandolin player Dave Grisham, who went on to play with Jerry Garcia and recorded a fantastic album of outtakes called the Pizza Tape. Tapes. I don't know if anybody's heard of that, but big favourite around here. Yeah, on the red Elektra label, like I say, 1968. It's a good album. Pretty easy to get, and used to be very cheap. The cover was done by Abe Gervin, who did the cover for the Nuggets, original Nuggets, and loads of others. Federal Duck he did, things like that. For Elektra, did a lot of work. Yeah, decent album. Like I said, a strange mixture of psych and jazz and vaudeville and all sorts of bits and pieces in that one. Next up, and playing in the background, is this album, pretty well known now, Euphoria. This is a Japanese pressing. The gatefold and the lyrics in Japanese and English. Very strange cover. I think that probably didn't help it to sell the few copies that it did sell. This is on Polydor. My copy, when I got it, came with this signed photograph of Tom Paccio. Is that how I pronounce it? Signed in 1999. Not really too bothered about that, but it's a good record. It's a sort of sunshine pop record. They're from New York City, I believe. Let me just consult my notes. Yeah, from New York City, originally on Heritage. Like I say, this is a Polydor white label promo. I'm not sure when this was released, but around the same time. It's got this kind of fake coverware on it. Yeah, like I think the rather creepy gothic cover art doesn't really go with the music, because it's some kind of drifty sunshine pop, baroque stuff, if you like that sort of thing. I do, and it gets quite a few plays in my house. I don't know that it's been reissued. It may have been, but it certainly should be. Male and female vocals, good stuff. Next up, we have an absolutely fantastic record that I should have shown a long time ago in the B's. I mistakenly filed it under E for Electronic Whole. It's actually by the Beats of the Earth, and I have their other album which I showed. This one is even better than that one. This is the second one. They did a third one that was only released, I think, on like a very, very few copies. So this came out in 1970. Originals of this go for $3,500 and up. So if you're partial to the first Velvet's album, and who isn't, this is in the same vein. It really is like that. It's strange to think that there were many bands playing that kind of music. The Velvet Underground obviously is seen as a bit of a cultural marker and an outlier to the general music scene of the time. But this album is, I think, is especially second track on side 2, I think it's called, or the side 2. There's only, I think they're all, yeah. So there's only one track on each side, but side 2, it's just full of the kind of that electronic viola, John Cale, and the sort of primitive garage guitar of Lou Reed. It's fantastic. They obviously don't have the writing chops of Lou Reed, but if you really like that first Velvet's album, check this one out. It's really, really good, and should be heard by anybody who likes psychedelia. Back cover is press cuttings. Yeah, check it out. It's fantastic. Like I said, I should have shown it with the other one, but I'd filed it incorrectly, which sometimes happens. Next up is a Welsh band called the Eyes of Blue, and this is called Crossroads of Time. Pretty well known, or the cover is quite well known. It used to be very, very common to find this in the UK in the bargain bins. It was I often saw it there for just a few quid, but it's quite expensive now. This is their first album from 1968 on MTB. Can't think what album. It's a Mercury. But this yeah, this strange label on here. I don't know if this is a bootleg. I don't think it is. I haven't looked at this one for a while. So this is a Greek copy. There's some very small writing on the label that tells me it's Greek. There isn't anything on the cover to tell me it's Greek. But this is a good album. This is very similar to, so they were a sort of soul band. I think this came out in 1968. Yeah, they were a soul band, and they slightly became much heavier as the scene changed around 66, 67, 68. And they put this out. I don't think it did too well, but like I said, Mercury originally. But you can hear the soul band at times, especially like, for instance, on the last track. I know Inspiration for a New Day. That's very, very much along the old soul band sort of lines. But they do a few covers on here, which they do. 7 and 7 Is by Love, which is an okay cover. It's pretty good. But they do a cover of Yesterday, and you would think that would be not the type of song to cover because the original is so well known. But they actually do a fantastic version. It's rocked up and progressive pop, and I really like it. It's quite organ heavy, this album, similar to the first couple of Deep Purple albums. They did a cover of Help and stuff like that. So it's that sort of thing. I don't have their second album, but I will pick it up if I see it for a reasonable price. I wouldn't pay a lot for it, but yeah, their Eyes of Blue, it's becoming quite collectible now. Next up we have Australia's the Easybeats, and this is their 5th album, I believe, Vigil, with the band in the corner there. This is on United Artists, so they include George Young, who was Angus, or is Angus and Malcolm Young's from AC/DC. Their big brother. That's the blue label, and the back cover. Yeah, so this is a progressive pop in the vein of Small Faces and The Move, that kind of thing. Some psych touches to it. It's 1968. Good stuff. You can pick this up cheaply. It's definitely worth getting. It just has that flavour of that progressive pop music from that year, 68, 69. And yeah, it's definitely worth getting. I think they did a couple more albums after that. Next up, we have an English band called Edward Hand. This is a promo copy on GRT Records, white label promo. There we go. So this is the reincarnation of a band called the Piccadilly Line, who you may or may not know of. They released an album called The World of Emily Small, I think it was called, in 1967. They were an acoustic duo, and they kind of caught that gentle swinging London sound in that album. And this is from 1968, I believe. 1969. So it's produced by George Martin, who gives a gushing line note at the back there. This is more of the same, really. Slightly heavier than that album, but it's good English, lightweight, sunshiny pop. Some sort of similar to Chad and Jeremy, that sort of thing. I'm a big fan of Chad and Jeremy. I think they're very underrated, but this is probably not quite as good as them. The songwriting is not quite as good, but definitely worth picking up if you see it. Edward's Hand, 1969 on United Artists. And last up we have an album. I don't think I've seen anybody show Edward's Hand before. This one's called Edward Bear, and it's called Bearings. So I think I've seen Psychedelic show this one not too long ago. Yeah, this is a Canadian band from Toronto. This is on Capitol. I've got it on the inner sleeve is a late 60s EMI sleeve for some reason, but got swapped over there. But this is on the Puke Green Capitol label. Yeah, this is a kind of a bluesy, progressive rock, not progressive rock, progressive pop album again. There's some really good touches on it, but you can see why they didn't go too far, because they don't have anything particularly distinctive. But it is good. There's the first 2 tracks on side 2, Mind Police and Toe Jam, actually in Sinking Ship, the next one, are the standouts. They're really great, and there's some killer guitar on it. There's some really good heavy psychedelic guitar.
We're the mind police. I'm gonna get you in your sleep. And if you got a black mind, that's a mother will find. No room for doubt. We're gonna burn it right out, 'cause we're the mind police. Gonna get you in your sleep. Oh, you sheep had better keep together.
didn't really get anywhere. I don't think. Again, the cover, I think probably held it back. It's a very odd cover. I'm not sure if that's a suicide bomber on a bus or something, or if he's a parachutist or something. I'm not never could quite work out what that's all about. I think that probably held it back. People do buy albums on the cover art, or at least I do, and I think they probably did back then. It's just not very eye-catching, and it died a bit of a death in Canada, and they didn't translate to any other markets. But it's yeah, good bits in it. Like I say, the first side two, first three tracks are the best. Edward Bear and Bearings. So that's all for this one. Another short one. I shall do another one as soon as I can. Leave a comment, like and subscribe, and let me know what you think. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.